So speaking of the Olympics, we might have ourselves a brand new feud in the world of sports. How about Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill? So Tyreek Hill was smearing it up with Kay Adams on her podcast.
Kay be getting a lot of interviews lately, man.
Yep.
Jeez, she's been knocking it out.
Yeah, okay. She's definitely. Yeah, everybody's going on that show. Apparently, that is always getting quality guests as she goes from training camp to training camp. And Tyreek Hill was asked about Noah Lyles and some comments from Noah Lyles, and it went down like this.
Sprinter Noah Lyles, he said that Super Bowl champs should not consider themselves world champions. What do you think of that?
Noah Lyles can't say nothing after what just happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Then he want to come out and pretend like he's sick. I feel like that's like horseradish. So for him to do that and say that we're not world champions of like our sport, like, come on, bro. Like, just speak on what you know about. You know what I'm saying? And that's track.
Would you like to race him when he gets home?
I would beat Noah Lyles.
You think so?
I would beat Noah Lyles.
Like by a lot?
No, I wouldn't beat him by a lot, but I would beat Noah Lyles.
I'd like to see that happen.
And guess what? When I beat him, I'm going to put on a COVID mask.
Oh, God.
And let him know I mean business.
Dang. Dang. He wasn't holding back at all on that. I love his confidence, man. I mean, I don't know that I don't think he's going to beat him in the 100. I think he could beat him in the 40-yard dash, maybe a 60. Because Lyles does not get out of the blocks very well, and Tyreek Hill does. So I think he'd have a shot in a shorter race like that, where it takes Lyles, he doesn't have the ability to get up to top speed in the second half of that 100-meter,
It's ridiculous. Like, it's great. It's great to chop it up that way and speak confidently and, defend, other sports. But, I mean, Noah Lyles is like probably the most elite sprinter in the world right now. He ain't beating him. It's not going to be a race. No,
you don't think in 40-yard dash you could?
No, not with his slow start and all. He would not be. He's not in the same class as Noah Lyles as a sprinter.
Didn't he run a 60-meter in like a race somewhat recently?
He ran one maybe a year ago or something like that, and like some type of like junior. No, I don't want to say junior Olympics, but it was some type of qualifier or something to that effect. Bottom line is he wouldn't beat Noah Lyles. And listen, I get the
Let me just give you this. Let me give you this.
Sure.
In March 2023, he ran a 6.760 with no training, which is 0.4 off the world record.
Tyreek Hill did?
Yes.
Damn.
He would not beat Noah Lyles.
You don't think he could in a 40 or 60?
No. I
bet you could actually probably break down, like, through the splits where they would have been at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just don't. It wouldn't happen.
Is there a way to do that on the gold medal 100-meter that he just won? Is there a way to break down where he was at by increments? Because to Brady's point, he did start slow, which is why he had to close so strong.
Bro, he was dead last after 40 meters.
So that's what
that's what I'm trying to explain is like he was last out the blocks.
He's a world-class sprinter.
Why are you always siding with track and field people and not like
what do you mean?
Players,
it's not even
well,
it's really not even
like Brady and I?
It's not even a real debate. Like, he would not beat Noah Lyles at any point. Would he beat Noah Lyles?
Ooh, I don't know about that. I would give Tyreek Hill, if it was a 10-yard sprint, I'd give him, my money would be on Tyreek. 20, definitely on Tyreek.
Maybe
After
10.
that, then we'd see.
Maybe 10, but I don't know that that's really sprinting. 10 yards. Like, all right. Like, the bottom line is the shortest race that they have in the Olympics. I mean, I think they do the 60 in indoor or something like that. But the shortest race is 100 meters. He ain't winning. He's not even if they had him in an entire heat, he probably would be close to the back. He would be close to the back. I mean, that's a different world. When you're talking sprinter as a football player and sprinter as a sprinter, it's different. Like, there's been a couple that you could throw in there, like Willie Goat is one of those names. I think Jet was like a big-time track guy. I mean, Santana Moss and those guys ran in college, but when you're talking world-class sprinter that goes and wins the gold medal, like, that's not – I don't see that as – that's not a good debate.
All right, I got an idea for you guys. You tell me if this is crazy. Because if this is going to happen, it's got to happen soon. Because Tyreek Hill got a little banged up last year. He's also 30 years old. So if he's in the 30s, maybe the speed starts to diminish a little bit. Maybe the injuries start to pile up at this point of his NFL career. What do you say? Labor Day weekend. Netflix has already got Joey Chestnut versus Kobayashi in a hot dog eating contest. How about Noah Lyles versus Tyreek Hill, 70 meters?
I would watch it.
But I mean, come on, like you're not interfering with anything NFL related. All right, it's Labor Day weekend. Yeah, you might steal some shine from college football, but it's not going to last long. We're talking 10 seconds of your time. Like, why not?
If he's going to beat Noah, it's going to be 9 seconds. It's going to be under 10. And if I saw it correctly, well, then again, it would be 9 if we're doing 70 meters. So it wouldn't be 10 seconds.
I'm trying to pull up his 100 meters from the Olympics, but I don't have his splits there. I do have a split from a race a year ago, though, that he won with a 9.83. So
that is flying.
It is flying, but what do you think his 10-meter start was?
I don't know.
A 1.93, which I can guarantee you, the 10-yard split from Tyreek Hill's 40-yard dash was somewhere around 1.6.
I don't know.
And I know a yard isn't as long as 10 meters. 10, I get that.
Yeah, 10.
I'm just saying, though, it only goes up from there. He only gets faster from there. And through 40 meters, he ran a 4.76.
Which is slow.
So, again, it's not comparable because of the meter to a yard. However, it gives you some indication of that. And I think Tyreek Hill is a legit 4.3 guy.
He would not beat Noah Lyles.
I think a 40-yard dash, he'd have a shot, man. I think you should be repping a football player here, man.
I'm really disappointed by it, to be honest with you.
I know world-class sprinting versus like somebody who's fast. Football fast, like it's different. It's just a different type of fast, man. That's all I say. I mean,
talk about a letdown. I thought that like you would have supported the football player, and instead you're going with the track guy.
I don't understand what that means.
And I'm just, we're football guys here on this show, and you're always siding with the track and field guys. All right, what about the fact that, what if they raced with COVID masks on? A couple of N95s out there running a 70
Maybe if they race with equipment on, I might give it to Tyreek Hill.
Shoulder pads?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we work that one.
I just think, there's an opportunity here, but it's got to happen fast. Got to happen. Noah Lyles feels like he's rubbed some people the wrong way.
Well, he has. He's a big personality. I mean, he talks a lot. He's one of those fingernail painting dudes as well. He's a very colorful dude. No, he does paint his fingernails. I mean, he does. He's a personality. And he makes it a point to try to say things that he feels puts track and field in the front of mind of people. He's trying to grow the sport. That's something that's pretty important to him. So, but I mean, was it a misstep with the whole COVID thing? I don't know. I just think that he had COVID. I mean, I didn't think that there was any type of conspiracy connected to it. I just thought the dude had COVID. I mean, but if he got sick or banged up from partying or whatever it may be, I don't look at for all the details unless it gets reported and that's what's out, because I wasn't there, so I'm not breaking the news. All I know is the dude's main event is the 200 meters. Like, there's no way I would have said, okay, he loses in the 200 and wins the 100. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened, but that's what happened, and it is what it is. But I mean, I think it's good for sports talk that Tyreek Hill took offense to it. I mean, he did take aim at, like, that wasn't like he said a while back, something to the effect of, how do you call yourself a world champion? You know, unless this is the same quote. How do you call yourself a world champion when you've only won in America? Like, you've only won a Super Bowl, or you've only won in the NBA, you know, championship. How do you call yourself a world champion? And, I mean, to that point, I mean, he's not lying. I mean, is he lying?
Well, no, but I think it'd be ignorant to think that, is there another competitive league or a country that would be able to compete at the NFL level to have a team? I mean, even for the NBA, there's a ton of international players. Like, we all kind of look at them, and even all of our professional sports teams, and say these are the best. Whether it's football,
but
basketball,
it is a little
baseball.
But that's a little. Like, it's a little kind of like.
Well, okay, I'll go this far into it then. If you really want to get into it, the Olympics aren't always a display of the best athletes at those sports.
Well, that's fair.
The World Championships actually, year in and year out, allow for more competition. There's limits to how many athletes you can bring per certain teams and sports. And there's obviously, as we've seen in boxing, there's some different controversial things, but there's times when people are not allowed to compete based on certain things. So if we really want to go into a deep dive about it.
All I know is deep dive, shallow how. If you're competing in a competition that brings all of the nations together to compete against, that makes you a world champ. If you win a gold, you're a world champ. Like, if you go to the what is it called? The Worlds? What is it called? The bigger, or the one that has more people? The World Championships. Yeah, that's the world. You're competing against guys in the world. I mean, you do it. You're right. You do it in these pro sports. You're right, but it's still in America. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's
so
in
if
America.
they played the Super Bowl in London, would that change?
No, because there weren't people in London competing. No.
Right, but you still do have the opportunity for international players to play in the NFL. It's not like they're excluded.
That's very true, and they do. Yeah, and they do. So,
my brother played semi-pro football in Denmark and Italy, and showed me pictures of his team.
And had he won a championship there, he would not have been a world champion.
I can assure you they were not qualified to play in the NFL. They were not. That was not the place for them. Lee, we have an update on some of these split times for Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill.
Not necessarily split times, but some interesting stats. So this just came out yesterday from CBS Sports. Comparing the two, Hill had to hit a top speed of 23.24 miles per hour on a kickoff return, of course, with pads on, which is 4 miles per hour slower than where Noah Lyles' fastest time was during his 100-meter sprint. And also, if you look at their 40-yard dashes, of course, Tyreek ran a 4.29.
He did? Dang.
Yeah, at his combine.
4.2s.
And Noah Lyles has recorded a 40-yard dash at 4.21, which it matches Xavier Worthy's combine record.
So maybe Xavier Worthy should actually be the one racing him.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Worthy would have a chance in the 40 and would not win in the 100.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's debating outside of Tyreek Hill that Tyreek Hill would win in the 100. I'm surely not. I think I've made a strong case for
I'm not making a strong
how slow
case for
he is out of the blocks.
He is slow out of the blocks. That's I mean, it is. He is. He is. You're right. But he ain't beating him. That's all I know.
I'd give him a shot. I'd give him a shot on the 40.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If he's got COVID, maybe it slows him up a little bit.
I mean, it slowed him up in the Olympics.
Yeah. Not the partying later that night, but in the 200. Yeah.
That's the other thing, too.
Did he have a mask on while he was partying?
No, that was kind of the controversy about it.
Yeah, I'm going to support the football guy. I'm a football guy through and through, so I'm definitely going to go with Tyreek Hill here. That's going to be my choosing.